Hey, Stinker. Say, hey, Mommy. Hey, Mommy. She's fine. Dijon, leave her alone.
Hello, everyone. My name is Dijon. And here's my brother.
Yeah, this is another night of a mommy. As you can see, clean clothes, and I'm separating them. And then boom, dirty clothes there. And two little people bothering me. One little person crying.
It's
Let
my
us
sister.
see why.
It's Jada. Come on.
And he's finally walking. He's been walking now for a week and a half.
Like, no, it's why you do your talent show.
It's not a talent show. Don't worry about it. I'm gonna use this time down now. It's mommy vlog time. So I'm gonna start off first. Yes, I have a new nose ring in, and it's a hoop, and it's in like psychedelic colors. It's pretty freaking cool. Yeah, my husband bought them for me. Well, bought this one for me. Hold on, let me pause my YouTube video that I decided I was gonna watch. Yeah, he bought me like 5 or 6 new nose rings. Great little lovely surprise. I waited a couple days for him. He told me, and then something happened and it ended up taking too long to get here. So I was really anxious, but yeah, this is one of them. I've never really worn a hoop in my nose, but I really like it. Today I feel like I got my Lisa Bonet look going on, you know, my real ethnic, you know, just, I don't know, my Lisa Bonet thing going on. If you don't know who that is, that's the girl from the Cosby Show. But yeah, anyway, it is Sunday. We just came back from church. Finally, everyone is asleep. As you can tell, it's quiet. So now me and my husband using the time to clean our house. He's downstairs cleaning up everything, getting rid of stuff, and you know, doing that. I'm putting the clothes away, like all this laundry over here. Hold on. All that's clean. They're folded. It looks like it's not. They are folded. The piles have fallen over some. Those shirts aren't folded because they have to be hung up, but still, all those clothes and some here have to be put away. So that's what I am doing right now. I'm putting all my clothes away. I'll probably go ahead and put my husband's stuff away too, just because I don't want to leave it in the floor. Yeah. And so this past week has been so tiring, especially the past 4 or 5 days. My 1-year-old, I don't know if he's teething or if he's got a little bit of a cold. He may have a mix of both, because you know when they teething, I don't know if it kind of like opens their pores or something, so they automatically get like that snotty nose and they run the fever, which is what's going on. But now he has a little cough headed to it too, so we will see what it really is. But tonight my mother is actually on her way here from North Carolina, because she's gonna she wants to see her little chunk, which is my 1-year-old. She wants to see him, and her and her husband are gonna take him back home with her into North Carolina. He's going on him a little mini vacay for probably about 2 weeks. He normally goes for about a week to 2 weeks, depending on how, you know, tired of a parent we are. Meaning when we're going to get on the road to go get him, or when we have the available time. So now it'll give me a little bit of a break in the chaos of raising 3 kids, and I can focus on 2, which is awesome. But then I miss my 1 that is gone. But he normally goes every couple months, so he hasn't been since I think before Thanksgiving. Or did he go right after Thanksgiving? Either way, it's been a good 2 to 3 months, and he normally goes about every other month or so, just so you know my mom and my stepdad can have their time with him as well. So that's that. My 5-year-old, he's been doing okay in school during the week, but having to deal with my child in school is a whole nother issue. So smart, so very smart, that it makes you mad, because he's so smart. He's able to say stuff that it's not, I don't know how to explain it. He says stuff and to you it's sarcastic, but to him it's kind of like he's stating the facts or something. I don't know. So I just sometimes will slap his head off his shoulders. But it's okay. I'll get over that. And eventually he'll learn what buttons he's pushing and he'll know how not to do that. What's going on? What else? Oh, I wanted to touch on some stuff. Like stress and stuff like that after having a baby. I don't care how many babies you have. If you have one, the stress can be just as much as 3, depending on who you are and how you handle it. Having one child, time consuming, but definitely doable. Having 2 children, definitely time consuming, but you can juggle that, especially if you still got a life like school or something outside of the home. Having 3 kids, to me, some days, like especially now, it feels almost impossible until the end of the day. And I've made it through, and then I'm proud of myself that I made it through, but then I have those, what is it? Not necessarily regrets, but I wish I could have done it better because I couldn't, because some situations you can't handle the way you want to because you're so stressed, and in some situations you don't address because you're stressed, or some situations you go overboard because you're stressed. There's so many different angles and so many different things that can go on with you when you have this amount of stress that's going on. And I always thought that I can handle everything, and I got this, I got that. I don't need no help. Oh no, I need help. And anytime I can get it, I'm thankful for it. I definitely make sure I try and take my naps when the baby naps, which I've done with all of my kids. Like when they say when the baby nap, you nap, I do that. But there's sometimes that you don't want to nap because if you don't nap, you won't get your stuff done. So then when they wake up, they won't allow you to do the stuff. Now, if I had kids that would allow me to do my tasks while they were awake, then I would take a nap every time they nap. But that don't happen. So sometimes you get just, exhausted. And I don't like to leave stuff until the next day because what does that do? It piles up on me, and all it does is add more stress because then I have more to do the next day. So I guess what I'm trying to say is I get stressed. And I get really stressed. And I get really overworked. And then I get emotional, which I don't show it to no one else most of the time. I kind of keep it to myself. But I want to tell somebody, if you go through it, it's normal. It is definitely normal. But it's just how you deal with it. It is a key. Don't go off shaking nobody. Don't run off, woosah. Go into a closet. I don't know, hide from your kids for a second. Get your mind right and go back out there, which is what I have to do sometimes. I have to go to the restroom while the 1-year-old beating on the door trying to get in. The one baby, she may be crying or, she calm, whatever. But yes. What's up? That's all? He's throwing me off. What was I saying? Oh, even if you gotta hide for a few minutes to get your mind right, do it. Because those few minutes is better than a lifetime of regret of doing something you don't want to do to yourself or someone else, And there's nothing wrong with having, postpartum or the baby blues, whichever one you want to call it. The baby and all that stuff. Again, these things are normal. I've experienced them myself. Not to the degree that some people have, and not in a way, and I didn't exhibit my signs the way other people have. So, like I said, for anyone out there, I sympathize with you. I understand, and it's definitely normal. But there'll be times that I will talk about it, and I don't want to offend nobody. I guess that's why I'm putting this in there, because I don't want to offend somebody else, is all. But, yeah, after my first son, I had the baby blues because I was like, oh my gosh, how do I do this? It's your first time. You're so concerned about doing everything right or just, making sure that you do everything right that you were doing. You want to still be able to do everything you're doing before and have the baby. So I kind of put myself, I was trying to do everything. My second one, which I had a good gap, they're 5 years apart. So I was able to realistically set goals for myself with the two. Now the third time, I think I started doing what I did the first time, thinking that I could still do this, and this, which I'm glad I took off this semester from school, because if I had not, you all would see me bald-headed and skinny because I would be so stressed out, or either bald-headed and big, either way, because my stress weight, I can either get skinny or I can either get big, but another thing, I will lose my hair. So I ain't trying to have either one of that. Now, if I get a little skinny, I ain't gonna be too mad about that. But the thing is, I'm trying to, again, make realistic goals for myself, because I'm a perfectionist, and I'm a organized person. I'm a very, like, what is the word? I guess sometimes I'm kind of anal. I don't want to say that, but certain things I have very high expectations is what it is, and I have them I have them for myself, so I have them for everyone else. And so when everyone else don't do what they're supposed to do, that causes me anxiety. So I'm trying to eliminate those things that cause me anxiety. So I don't want to say I'm trying to lower my expectations, because that seems like I'm settling or something, or I don't know. What I am trying to do, like I said, is have a healthy outlook on things, so that I don't drive myself down the wrong road, because your mind will definitely do those things to you. And this ain't even about kids. This could just be in life in general. Like, you don't have to be about kids. It could be about if you're so determined to do something and those expectations aren't met, you can have an adverse reaction, if I guess the best way to explain it. So this first mommy vlog, my first month in being a mommy of 3, I will say my experience has been great and horrible at the same time. Horrible because so tired. Horrible because there's no real me time. But great because my babies are beautiful. Great because my babies are healthy. And great because I love my kids and I love my life. So there's way more great than horrible. And no lie, I couldn't even imagine it any different. Yeah. I don't want to get all emotional, but yeah, I mean, now I really look at my kids, like, my life feels extremely complete, with the exception of my degree, which I shall finish next spring, because I only have 8 classes and my internship, and I'm going to school in the spring, so I have spring, fall, and I have summer, fall, and the next spring to get 8 courses. No problem. And then she'll be old enough, because my third one will be old enough to where I can take her to someone else's house so they can watch her. Or she can actually go to daycare on those days that I go. But I plan on actually doing hybrid classes or online. That was just a little side note. Because I don't like sending my kids to daycare before they're 2. Nothing wrong with people that do that, because I would if I could. And, because I don't work, so we're on my husband's income. And then I don't because I feel as though my kids can't talk, well enough to understand in case something goes wrong. That's just my standard. You must be able to talk, and you must be potty trained before I send you, because for my pocket wise, it's cheaper to send a child that is potty trained to daycare. And then it is more reassuring to me when a child can speak to send them to daycare, because then I can ask them questions. That's it. But for folks that do it before then, I applaud you. I just have different views on it. So, yeah, I think that's going to be all for this mommy vlog. I may add a couple snippets in here. This video may be long, so sorry if you don't want to watch. But I will add little snippets in here of what my life has been like. Probably add them after this. They'll be very random, and they'll just be thrown together. And I don't care to edit and add anything in there. I just don't. So, enjoy the rest of your night. God bless, and I thank you all for watching me. And I thank you all who asked me for mommy vlogs, because you all have actually given me another outlet, I guess, to help deal with some of my things and maybe help someone else deal. And I just really, I already feel like I'm going to enjoy this because I like to let people know about stuff. I like to talk. So hey, I'm talking.